So I start out with what I call, it's not really a biography. It's just a few short notes about my life growing up, where I grew up as a kid till about 19. And then I go into a series of stories, and some are, as I said, about work. One is working on a railroad for a few months. Really hard work, fascinating, humorous stories. Wouldn't want to do it for the rest of my life, so I didn't. And then some travels to my first travels actually overseas to Europe when I was 20, when I went to Spain, actually down to the Canary Islands, and Italy and Greece when I first fell in love with Greece. And then some other trips afterwards to various places, and eventually even to northern India for a period of time. And so it's a collection of just interesting and I think entertaining stories, sometimes very somewhat humorous. And the people who have read it have got a good chuckle out of it somewhat. But it's really about kind of growing up until your late 20s. You're trying to figure out what you're going to do with your life, and so you're going from job to job. And the best thing about bad jobs is you do learn what you don't want to do.
That's true. Hopefully. We used to
Yes,
have a
hopefully.
saying
Yeah.
back when I was in mortgages that you work mortgage until you figure out what you want to grow up to be.
Mm.
So, it's because it
Yep.
was
Yep.
very demanding, but you figured it out. You figured out that you were going to be a professor. How did you come to that?
Yeah, like a lot of things, I suspect I stumbled into it, and a lot of people sort of stumble into it. What happened was, after I came back from one trip overseas, I had not been to university yet. And I decided, okay, I was a little tired from traveling, so I'll take a couple of university courses. And I did, and I did well at it, and it was interesting. And but I didn't immediately, actually, after that experience, decide to be a professor. I actually went back working again at other jobs. I had a wonderful job actually as a social worker for a few years. And then I traveled again a bit, and then I came back, and I thought, okay, well, I'm kind of at loose ends here. What am I going to? Oh, I'll go to university again. So I went back to university, got a master's, and just gradually you end up kind of falling into it. It happened that I was pretty good at what I was doing. It was an opportunity to write, travel. I enjoyed the teaching. And so just kind of gradually your life pulls you or pushes you in a direction that you didn't think about at the start. I suspect there's some people at 23 say, "Oh, I'm going to become a professor." I did not do that.
I have to
I
imagine.
was traveling, I was doing other things. Yeah, and then lo and behold, oh, I'm a professor. So, and it was a good gig for a few years, but then it was kind of time to move on again.
So then, how long were you a professor?
If I count my years as a sessional instructor, which is not the greatest fun in the world, but you do get to, practice your teaching chops and stuff. Altogether, it'd be at least 30 years. As a full professor here at the University of Lethbridge, I was a professor for 21 years. But as I said, I was teaching sessional for a few years before that as well. I had some great
Oh,
experiences. Did this one exchange to Japan for 4 months. I was actually on a Fulbright research scholarship down in Kennesaw State University in Georgia for 4 months. And that was a wonderful experience. I got to travel around the American South, and then other kinds of travels and experiences, going to conferences and just traveling. So great